Hey.
Yeah, that was the wrong intro, but that's okay. Hi, T-allergists, and welcome to Girl What's the Tea. And today you are watching rewatch, react, review, and we're actually gonna switch it up for you guys, and we're gonna watch the show with you guys, okay? And then we're gonna talk about doing a commercial. All right, don't that sound fun? Yeah. So before we get started, I got my girl over here, Miss E. Nicole. Tell the people hi. And then we got our beautiful queen down below, Mr. Costa. So we're gonna jump into it because the show has begun, okay? So you guys watch, commercial come back, we all gonna sit here and talk about it together. All right. So we gonna mute, watch the show, and then we'll be right back. Watch our face expressions because we probably gonna be looking just as crazy as y'all looking because I heard it's gonna be some shits tonight. All right.
Tiff and I for who we are and not to continue to make assumptions. We'll see what today brings.
Last night he was like, I knew you had a bad marriage from the moment I laid eyes on you.
Yeah.
I'm coming at y'all.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were going to sign up for a marriage retreat to be came at, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how it works.
Hi.
Bacon is good and crispy. How y'all think today is gonna go?
I'm open to it. I mean, it is what it is. Like, to me, you have to know your marriage before you go into anything.
Right.
Because if you question your marriage and you go into things like this, it makes you question everything else. So if you have some grounding, it brings points out and it makes you think about different things. But am I just gonna all of a sudden change and say, oh, now I'm a new person? Who was I before then? Was I really that great of a person? I've been trying to be that great person.
Lewis doesn't seem like he's willing to take any advice from Dr. Francis. He also don't want to hear anything that Dr. Francis has to say about his marriage.
I have as many issues with couples therapy as the next person, but I'm willing to listen to what Dr. Francis has to say and use what I feel is useful to the best of my ability.
So you want to cook eggs for you?
No, there's some eggs right there.
For you right here.
Well, right here too? Plate for you.
Come on, Ma.
Oh, look at Martell. Okay. Good job, babe.
Hey, since both of y'all are here,
Thank you.
and I know, like I said, during the reunion, things came up specifically about y'all marriage.
Getting a divorce doesn't make you an expert in marriage. It makes you an
It's not
expert in
making you
divorce.
an expert. No, it does not.
You can realize what you messed up on a marriage inside of that same marriage.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that's in front of your face that you don't see.
And there's certain things I do see.
Yeah, but you don't acknowledge.
We've been married the longest. I'm like, put some respect on our marriage.
We hadn't had the opportunity, of course, with everybody being in the same room. I wanted to make sure we apologize to y'all because it for sure wasn't meant in that form. Yesterday definitely made me feel like I see where you can come from. You know what I'm saying? When you hear somebody speak on your marriage and really don't know.
At the end of the day, it's hard being married. And
100%.
we're all just, we're doing our best.
Yes.
So we're making the best out of the situation. We try hard and we know that we love each other. We're like, it's already hard. So we'll need people that's coming in our circle, like
Make it harder.
Exactly. So I appreciate that.
So now that Dr. Francis has pulled a Lewis on Lewis, he's ready to admit that he was wrong last year when he judged my marriage. And he wants me to accept his apology, and I accept it, but to me, apologies are nothing but words. The best apology is changed behavior. Let me ask you something. How does it feel to be professionally diagnosed as fake? I told y'all was fake, and now y'all had a professional tell y'all fake.
You know what?
I am glad to see Kim and Maurice wearing their shirts that Dr. Francis gave us. We don't need the Whitlows to get into this. Come
they didn't
on
wear
now.
their shirts.
This is supposed to be fun. We're playing along together.
I don't think they earned the shirt yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta earn the shirt.
Y'all ready for day 2, Dr. Francis?
I mean, where's he at? Because
Yep.
other people when they're on time and he's an hour late.
Oh, so y'all upset.
Are y'all saying that he's not committed
now?
We're looking forward to growth today.
Oh, okay. Oh, today's a growth day.
The receptor's on.
Y'all are tough.
I'm actually glad that we have a minute to talk to Whitlows because they 100% came into our collective judging Marcel and Tisha's marriage.
At one point, that Tisha struggled, of course, was communication.
You should be able to express those feelings to your significant other.
Everybody's not at the level that we are to just openly express how we feel and just say, okay.
I think that the Whitlows have made themselves a bed, and now they're gonna have to lay in it.
Now that we're in the environment where transparency is required, let the judging begin by the professional.
I wanted to say, in regards to yesterday, even when I was making the comment about my observation in regards to I'm not feeling like y'all were answering like all the questions. And it's weird to me because I feel like y'all like to give a lot of advice. But in the one moment when somebody wanted to give y'all some, y'all really didn't want to hear it.
For somebody to come and basically dissect me in 6 seconds and tell me my marriage is a game.
You did it to Marcel.
Okay.
Y'all quick to give everybody else advice, but in the moment that somebody feels like they can give you some, y'all don't want to hear it.
My perspective of saying I hear you is me saying I understand what
Everybody
you're saying.
said that.
Even when you respond, like I hear you, your energy is being transferred, and you can just see
I
it.
get it. At that point in time, I didn't want to hear none of it.
And,
It's just being real.
and we know that.
At times, I don't know if Lewis knows we're adults, and we know what someone's tone is outside of their words. So telling someone, I hear you, is different than saying, I hear you. We hear you, Lewis. We hear you both.
To me, if your answer is, I'm acknowledging you, I'm hearing you, and you say, I hear you to let somebody know that you hear, then it should be a different tone between I hear you, that I'm really hearing you, and you don't really need to say nothing else to me.
I felt like any question that was asked was answered.
We had a conversation and you talked about having children, more children. When we talked about it, our conversation was more, Lewis was not on board.
Lewis says that I'm too busy for a baby and that we don't need one.
So the conversation you and I had felt very different than what you presented here to the public.
I do want to have a baby.
Is Lewis not on board with that?
I think
We
he's
talking about
wishy-washy. I don't know. I can't get a clear answer.
You seem more committed to our conversation that we had individually, that he was not on board.
Our conversation was just specifically about that. This was mentioned as a part of these layers and this turmoil that she's gone through and all these different
but
things.
I think it was the
And
opportunity
do you think you
for
want a baby
you
to hold
elaborate
on to someone?
Your conversation about wanting more children.
I didn't really care that. I didn't really think that Dr. Francis gave
You could have told Dr. Francis if you don't think that he gave. He brought tears to your eyes last night because he was bringing up stuff that wasn't being put forth by you.
The most respect you can give somebody is let them know exactly where they stand with you.
When you're saying I don't feel like he can go to hell and I felt offended, and you're saying that's what we didn't get.
The energy was constantly like, we got it figured out and I don't need
And
it.
that's not the case.
Do you not feel like as a licensed counselor, therapist, see Tiff like that? That is what I'm trying to say. You huffed and you, that's what I'm saying. That energy.
I don't think you value him as a professional, which is why they're not heeding the advice.
Oh.
I never in a million years thought we would be at a couples retreat to feel attacked in any way, shape, or form. I thought I was going to get to learn something.
When our backs are against the wall and people are coming at us, there's no question that I know for a fact that we have each other's back. There's a difference between smarts and wisdom. Smarts is straight book knowledge. I'm not a book knowledge guy, straight up like that. I read books, but wisdom is what made me who I am.
It's a licensed counselor. You don't think he has
So his
any
words-
more
his
extra
words are
leverage?
golden?
I'm
Based
saying
off
when
of
we paid to go to a counselor, we listened to what she said.
I
Was like,
think
damn, you know a whole lot.
I get that,
I got-
100%.
Hey, Lewis, this is the difference, I think, in this situation. Your situation with Marcel is, as a professional, different with Dr. Francis and you, right? His ability to discern situations is higher than yours because of his experience his training, and everything else.
I'm not saying you have to change your values, you have to change your opinions. I'm saying if you give about us thinking that you're not blowing it off, then your response needs to be different. That's all I'm saying. If in fact you want to keep that same response, then it is what it is.
I can only be myself. Like if I'm coming off the wrong way, Kimmy, just let us know. It's coming off that way. I for sure don't want you to feel that way about it.
I for sure
You have a whole table full of people saying it's just the energy that you're giving off in regards to all of the advice. The advice here, the advice yesterday. And if in fact you want our opinions to be different, then that energy is just gonna have to be different. It just does.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Did Martell ever come to you and say, man, mama, I done got this wife. She don't do
I said it. You was spoiled. He had you spoiled.
If you're not gonna be honest, don't tell the truth. We're gonna call the Whitlows.
I don't see a reason why a husband and a wife can't have sex every day.
Have you considered a woman have the right over her body?
All right.
Ready to love.
Oh my.
We're planning this getaway.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So
Where are we about to start?
okay, so let's get into it. Commercial break. How are we feeling about the first segment of this show? And the Whitlows are in the hot seat, ladies. Come on, tell me what you got.
Hey, Miss Money. Who going first? Cause
Who wants to talk? All right.
I'm speechless. Yeah.
the first is I'm gonna hit right on the end of that when it was going out. Just let me know if I'm not handling it right. They are. They're sitting you, letting you know that you're not going about this situation correctly.
Well, I'm just gonna say one thing about this here. This here. Okay, let me tell you something. And I know y'all not gonna agree with me, and that's okay. That's the point of, that's the beauty of us three, because we all don't agree all at the same time. I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, what they think. Okay, Marcel don't care about what they think about him and his trifling ass, and him and how he treat his wife. Why are they attacking these people?
Wait a minute, what?
Because they attacked them. Okay, so my friend is watching the show here at the.
I was like, was that an angel or somebody?
She's over here. She's over here. She don't want me
Because what?
I have a guest, and she's watching.
I'm confused.
So, all right.
And was y'all really watching? Clearly gave us some great old flashbacks from the past of them doing the.
Yes.
I think it was.
I just wanted to see if y'all remember. I just wanted to get.
I think it was warranted. I'm sorry. I think whatever you threw out, you should be able to take. And if you can't take it, don't throw it out there. Amen. And we're creating a show. So guess what? I am going to call you on your mess. I am going to make you remember and recall every single thing that you did. And then I'm going to be like, sis, bruh, I thought it was all good. Yeah. And then, he talked about, and I am wise.
What did he say?
And then he talking, I'm a book person. So you're not in the office of a man who went and read books as well? Where did he get his degrees?
For Marceau to be saying something about this counseling thing, this is serious. Because Marceau does not like it. No. So what he's basically pissed off at is, no, if I got to participate, y'all got to participate. That's where he coming from.
Well, I'm not liking the fact that they are not participating. They didn't wear their shirts.
No, they didn't earn a shirt. Oh, no. They didn't earn a shirt.
We don't
know what he said.
Okay, so they didn't earn a shirt. And again, they house ugly. Y'all remember their house from last season?
Why are we talking about these people?
Oh, I just thought y'all didn't remember that.
Oh. Reel her back in. Reel her back in.
I remembered the last season when we was in her house, and I was like, Mr. Costa, did you see her house? Why is okay.
I'm like, reel this baby back in.
Okay. All right. Okay. So with that being said, now.
Yeah, they didn't earn no shirt.
Y'all think that everybody is correct about this, right?
Yes. Listen, they came in the door telling everybody what they need not do and what they should have done, and they should have been talking to themselves, saying what they were saying to everybody else.
Absolutely.
And now, therapist, what's his name again?
Dr. Nice Looking Francis.
Dr. Francis.
Okay, we back.
Oh, we back. Well, I ain't back yet.
Oh my God.
I ain't back yet.
Y'all keep
going. Got that good cable, y'all.
Everybody in the audience, in the comments, mute your mics.
The show back on, y'all.
Okay, the show back on. Wait a minute, I gotta
turn it up. We got to go.
Y'all mute. I gotta turn it up. Oh goodness gracious! I don't know what I hate. Okay, here you go.
To try to.
I hope y'all got y'all drinks and y'all snacks and y'all watching with us.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. I know that in order for us to start, mending the relationship post-divorce, I know that there are some conversations that need to be had, and there's some things we need to hash out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, how you been doing?
I've been good. How you been?
I'm good. I've been doing good. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, I'm glad you came. It's been a long time.
I know it.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I think that there has been a long gap in us, I guess, communicating, considering how much we used to communicate all the time.
I know.
So I just wanted us to be able to chat, figure out what happened and how we can move forward in a more positive space.
Okay.
So I think it was last year. That's kind of, I think, when we stopped talking at all.
Oh, yeah, with the text.
Yes. There was a conversation that Miss Marlene had with Martell where she just said some things that weren't true and weren't accurate. And I really didn't appreciate it. I've never in any shape, form, or fashion in the media tried to make her look bad or say anything that could negatively affect her or come at her character. So I didn't appreciate her doing that to me. So because of that, I did what I do, which is block. So I haven't talked to her in about a year. Did you ever feel like I ever said anything negative about you or had any negative feelings towards you?
Oh, no, we were always good.
Good. I would think that too.
Because the only thing is when, that little text.
Do you know why I sent that text?
Yeah, I know you was hurt.
Your son is a liar. You have upheld Martell for a very long time and not made him take responsibility. Since day one, you've been nothing but good to you.
For me, it became, anything that ignited negative energy or negative thoughts, I just removed myself from it because I got to be good for my kids. You know that. I mean, you were a single mom, so you know.
Forever.
Mm-hmm. I think what really did it for me was the conversation that you and Martell had. And you were saying that, like I was going to put him in the grave or something because I was always Martell, like I didn't do anything.
Them kids was real small. And you used to this work, and I'd be like, damn, you don't kill my boy. He do so damn much.
Yeah.
You lay around, Martell. Oh, I'd be so mad.
When I look at the relationship we've always had, which has always been a good relationship, it's really more like you really became a casualty of war that didn't even directly have nothing to do with you. So did Martell ever come to you and say, man, mama, I done got this wife. She don't do a damn thing. Damn, she about to kill me, mama.
No, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
I said it.
Oh.
You was spoiled. He had you spoiled. You was like, Martell this, Martell this. And yeah, I did say it. I said, no, she gonna kill my baby. But you were being lazy.
I've never been lazy.
Well,
Matter of fact, can I tell you
I
something?
guess when you get them children, they make it lazy.
Oh, let the record show, y'all. Martell did everything, honey. When I was in a marriage with Martell,
Oh, and we ain't talking about that.
I didn't have to
together.
do nothing.
I'm just saying,
I
at
ain't
that
have to
time,
work,
at
y'all.
that
I didn't
particular time,
cook.
I was
I
like,
didn't do
Lord.
no clothes. I didn't do no laundry. I ain't come up with no business ideas. Just remember, I lived the life of
Yes,
doing
you did.
nothing.
I ain't say you didn't do nothing now.
I ain't do nothing.
You was a
y'all.
little lazy. But I
Martell
don't
took
care.
care
I
of
hushed
me.
it first.
Ooh,
You ain't got to do all that.
that's what you said.
I'm just saying, you got a little comfortable. You was a little lazy. Yes, you were. But it's okay. I guess if I was having children like that, I guess I've been lazy too.
Crazy.
Crazy even to this day. What's so funny is I had a conversation with your son talking about what you said. You know what he said?
What did he say, girl?
He remembered how you used to always say to both of us, y'all be doing too much. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Y'all always going. Y'all doing too much. He said, you so right. He was like, I must have forgot. Mama did always used to say that about us. I said, yes, because we both have always done a lot. But there were times as a husband and wife, there were times as husband and wife, especially after I had a child, that he waited on me. But that's a marriage. That's what people do. He actually understood and remembered when I reminded him.
Well, that's all right. But I still say you lay around. Martell this, Martell that. And Martell just did everything.
Martell did everything.
And I said, Lord, she's gonna kill my boy. I said it, now it's done, but it's a new day. It's a new day.
Okay. Mama Holt is definitely a character, okay? And I get it. She's always gonna take up for her son. But you know, I can humor her if she thinks that Martell is always right. That's fine. You know, at the end of the day, I do want a relationship with her. And of course, I want her to be able to have a great relationship with her grandchildren. So since it's a new day, what I'm gonna do, Mama Holt, I still have you saved in my phone as Mama Holt.
Oh, how sweet.
And I'm gonna go to my phone and I'm gonna unblock you.
Oh, keep me blocked, girl. Don't worry about it. Just somebody ring my doorbell.
Nah, I ain't gonna just pull up at nobody's house.
You can always come. You always welcome.
I would love for us to get to a place where we do the things we used to do. You know, I could easily call you up and be like, Mama Hope, we're gonna go eat. Come on.
And you know I won't have no problem with that, don't you? I will be there, honey.
Okay.
But baby, you are my grandkid's mother. And you're a sweet girl, so yeah, you call me, I'm coming. I will always love you.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I was angry. I was upset. I had moments where I isolated myself. So yeah, I mean, it's hard.
You got much.
All right. Let's peel the onion. We got some communication going on in the chat box. the people are saying somebody says she reminds Mama D.
No,
Mama D ain't got listen. She ain't got nothing on Mama D.
Y'all said it at the same time.
Mama D is the truth.
Did somebody say she don't have accountability? She's gonna always cover for her son. That's her son. I mean, that's quite natural. That's what we do. You know, we're gonna cover for our kids.
Hold on, first can you for the chat? Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Yes, the chat. The chat is
okay.
Yes.
The chat is chatting.
That is chatting. So, okay, let's pull it through. What do you think, Miss Nicole? Go in on it.
First of all, about this? I want to say I feel like it's big. It was big meeting. Now, did the producer tell her to have a meeting? I don't know, but I'm glad that she actually went and had the meeting with Martell, whatever. And I mean, it's a given. You know, any mom gonna turn wrong. And we know she was gonna stand 10 toes down in what she said. Now, is it true? I don't know. I mean, but I feel like boundaries, because that's their marriage, and whether she was gonna kill him or not, he was there till he wasn't.
All right, Mr. Costa, what about you?
Here's my thing. I feel like you should call your child out when they're wrong. That's me. My mom calls me out when I'm wrong. She has my back, but she still will let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I love that. And that's how I've created myself to be. Because if you're wrong, you're wrong. And she know her child is all the way wrong. And I get it. You got to stand behind your kid, which you can do that while you're correcting your kid as well. You know what I'm saying? And then there's no real need to cut the ex-wife at all. It's none. I mean, she done been hurt enough. You ain't really got to put nothing on it. You could just call it a day. But I think it goes back to something that I said before, that I have seen a mother in a courtroom where her son, has killed somebody, murdered them. And the mama still was like, but that's my baby. He didn't mean it. It's just, that's how moms are. When people tell me what does love look like closest to Jesus' love on earth, I always say a mama's love, because that mama is still gonna stick by her children, her child, and don't let that child be a boy. Woo! I got two,
Right.
but they know I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna ride for them if they're wrong. Now I got your back, but I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
And that's true. I mean, boys roll different when you mamas are boys, because we know our boys can cut up, because we know our men can cut up, and we will protect. Now, she was hurt. If you guys remember when all this happened, she was real upset with him. She was devastated. She was just like, you messing up the whole family. But then wow, because she loves that girl. You can tell the relationship that they have right now, even at this conversation that okay, y'all, we gotta stop. It's back on. Okay, hold that thought, Miss Monica. Miss Monica, come back.
I'm not back on.
Mine's here. I gotta find the thing, but it's coming.
Oh, yeah, I got big blankets.
Okay.
Yes, you should be nice and warm. Plus, it's really nice by the fire.
Wise. That's a good idea. My son, that's a good idea.
It's out of my eyes.
I'll fight you. Well, welcome, y'all. We got this piece that we call Heart to Heart. Total, flat out honesty.
Okay.
No matter the cost. If you're not going to be honest, don't get in the chair. I'm hoping that you're at the point where there will be no more cover-ups, because you will not grow past that. So we're going to call the Whitlows. Is there a couple around there named Whitlow? Oh, we got the Whitlows there. Okay, come on then, Whitlows. Last night I had kind of gotten a little bit deep into losses, and you became very tearful.
Yeah, I mean, you were scratching at wounds that I haven't even thought about in a long time.
Oh, scratching at wounds you haven't thought about in a long time. You had a major loss at birth, and then
I love Mama D.
They were unavailable, and so you had another loss, and you divorced. 3 major losses. And do you know how present those wounds are? Let me just ask this question. Anybody here has had any recent losses? You have?
They just had one on the way there.
You have to? Okay, let me hear from you. I want to hear from Tisha. How'd you handle yours?
Man, it was never easy to take a loss.
I know that, but see, I asked you how you handled it. You tell me it's never easy.
Okay,
yeah, but you're not telling me about you, though.
How did I feel? I was hurt. I was angry. I was upset. And have moments where I isolate myself. So yeah, I mean, it's hard. But that's why you have people in your lives to kind of help you get through those moments too. So.
You know what? For the first time, I've seen some humanity come through on you, man. For the first time that your humanity's come through. the philosopher just gave up and the humanity just came through. Yeah. And it took all of this, but it's there.
But the crazy part about it is, all of that is what drives me.
Yeah.
All of that is what drives me. So those things are not missed. It's not misplaced. It's not displaced. All of those things are right there, and that's what motivates me to be the person that I am. So when people say certain things to me that it's a game, I take that personally. What I show on the outside isn't all who I am. That's why I truly didn't like the fact of Dr. Francis judging us the way he did.
Just because we're not doing exactly what Dr. Francis wants us to do when he wants us to do it, doesn't mean we're fake.
Tisha, you had a loss.
Yes, I just found out that one of my close friends, like pretty much like a best friend from college, just passed away.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly. She's going out to celebrate her birthday, guys. Let's go celebrate her birthday. Next day, she collapsed in her new daughter's bedroom.
She just had a baby 2 months. And she has a 3-year-old.
We sang in her about to celebrate 5 years. They had a beautiful marriage. I mean, a man should aim to love a woman that much.
He cried about his wife at my bachelor party.
And his daughters.
I married the wife of my dreams.
There you go, bro.
Real talk. My wife gave me my baby, man. I'll cry for you right now. A year from now, he's gonna say the same thing I'm telling him.
So it's really allowed me to really look at relationships differently now, because you just never know. You're not too young, and you want to cherish each moment.
Just goes to show how fragile life is. And that's why this retreat is so important. Take time out with your loved ones.
Life is uncertain. Now that is an undisputable truth.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
It might be easier for you to cover things up. And
all right, guys, here we go. Commercial break. That was very touching to me for one reason only, is because everybody in here in the room with me knows that I suffer a major loss, right? My husband was murdered. And the 3 people that are here, plus more out there, actually, his birthday was Thursday. Now, my closest friend, we've been friends since she was 17, I was 19. She just was not going to give up. Make sure she was going to come. She brought the drink today. Hey, I'm coming. Mr. Costa, I didn't even remember that she remembered that. I told her today, and I was in my bed talking to my mom, grieving Thursday, and the doorbell rings, and she sent me chocolate strawberries, all the way from ATL. Yes, so I get what they're saying, because Miss Edna called, blowing me up. I just want to make sure that you're okay. My other friends out there, my family, and it is hard.
Absolutely.
It's hard. So I get what he's saying, but I don't understand what she's saying, because she is still not doing the process. If she can sit here and say that the man is judging her, then she's not understanding what Dr. Francis is definitely trying to get them to release. Because he's not judging her. He's there to help. That's his job. He sees something that he's experienced and seen, and she's not getting it. She bothers me. That explains why her house look like that. I just can't stop talking about it.
Let me say something about that, though. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all say it to me all the time. Damn.
What we say to you, girl?
When you say right, and you're not receiving what somebody's giving you, it's hitting the nail on the head. They're exactly where they need to be, and you're not ready to admit it to yourself yet. You know what I'm saying? Like she know what her issues are, and she know that he breathes, but she's just not ready to say it with her mouth. She's not ready. She's not ready. Defensive. That's the word. Said, what's wrong with me? It's this tequila. That's what it is.
Defensive. She's very defensive. Yes, she is. She's very defensive. She's saying that he's judging. Lewis is having a breakthrough, and she's not even being present for that.
I feel like he having the breakthrough for her because he's still being defensive through the breakthrough. Dr. Francis over there rubbing his back, massaging his arms like he Rocky in the ring, and he's still talking about, but wait, I'm still a philosopher. Boy, he trying to help you out, sir.
No, look, he reminds me of when that baby wait, it's back. Oh, maybe it's not back yet.
Okay, it's back. It's back. We come back.
Oh my God. This is gonna be good after the show go off, y'all. Y'all gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, how my son? What the kids doing up there?
They up there.
What did she got on?
Playing, and I was showing Melanie how to write her name.
Oh.
How you doing?
She a handful. Ooh.
She's beautiful. What you got going on?
Looking over this stuff for this wine. I'm having to order more bottles.
Oh, okay.
Actually, before I even release, because like right now, if I was released right now, I would be sold out. You know, I'm a little stressed right now because so many people want to buy my wine. So I'm gonna have to increase productivity to meet their orders. But I mean, I'm very excited that my wine will be finally reaching the masses. Something I've worked on for a little over a year. I'm very excited. So how things been going?
Everything's good.
That's
You
what's up.
good? You good?
I gotten much better. You know, in terms of co-parenting, Melody and stuff like that. So, you know, we moving in the right direction. That's my hope.
Oh yeah.
You know, it seems like it.
Well, it's all for the kids, you know.
Yeah. Right. As long as we keep thinking like that, we'll stay in good business.
And it's all about respect. If you ain't got respect, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Don't matter what you do or say, don't nobody care because you ain't got no respect.
Yeah.
And respect carry you a long way.
Right. Yeah.
It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. We talk.
When?
Today, actually. And we had breakfast.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's what's up.
It was nice.
I'm happy to hear that.
It was really nice. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Was it like positive?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did she want to meet about?
Was talking about when she had blocked me and all that stuff. And I said, when you send me that little text, and I just looked at the text and was like, really? It's okay. But I knew you was mad. Yeah. So it's okay.
I'm happy you ain't hold no grudge about that text message. That text message was that was ultimately disrespectful, you know? So
well, you know
I'm
what?
Happy to hold
I'm a mother, honey.
Yeah.
And I know she was hurt.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know how to look over things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's what a woman is all about. You got to grow up and become a woman.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't say, you can say you're a woman, but you got to show what kind of woman you are.
Yeah.
You have to always stand tall.
Look at Melanie trying to come around.
Well, you know, she can always be my girl.
Oh, no, I mean being positive.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, people have to heal and just when they have time, when they ready to come around, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very happy to hear that Melanie and my mom have settled their differences.
No, you're not.
I know it won't be the same as before the divorce, but I'm trying to get my kids back to some type of normalcy. And it's good to hear that some of the family drama has been eliminated.
But it's a new day, you know. I will always love you because you're my grandkids' mom.
Yeah.
So, you know, you want to go out and eat or whatever with kids, whatever, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, most definitely.
I don't hate you.
As we all
Because that little
should.
incident, girl, please. And I always love you like a daughter. And you was calling
Since
me.
day one.
You would call me Mama Hope before you even thought about marrying my son.
Cool. That's what's up.
You don't have any oil or something?
Have lotion. How did you feel things went?
I think that you're a tough guy and that it might be easier for you to cover things up, to not have to deal with them head on. And I think the fears were at a loss of you not being as close with your father growing up and your feelings to your kids.
I think me and my dad have a really good relationship, but I also know that there was some disconnect. It was a different time. His focus was truly set on making sure our family was in a better place. I mean, I had games growing up, never saw him. And I actually had that conversation with him after I finished school. I was like, I wanted to see you in my opinion. After I voiced that to him, guess what? I was playing ball as I got older, playing in men's leagues, and he showed up for every single game that he could.
Actually, I just really received your tears and your thought, because I don't ever want you to think that about me.
There are moments where it is tough to have family time along with living life. There's a sacrifice of time, there's a sacrifice of business, and there's also a sacrifice of making sure your family has that relational connection that it needs to have. I think the best thing that you could do when you're faced with choices of life is understand your priorities. That's why I say that busy factor matters.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville, we've been sure of our marriage up until the...
Okay, I agree with Chris. I'm be so glad when this part is over with, we get to something else, because I'm tired of this retreat now. I'm getting tired of this. Okay.
I think they could have cut it short. I think the retreat needs to retreat. That's how it is when you go to war and they can't take it no more. Retreat.
I am over this. Chris said it. This is go right here, Chris. I agree, Chris. I'll be glad when this treat episode is over. Yes, I agree. Yes. Oh my God.
Why? They needed that.
Did we need it though?
Mr. Costa, please let the people know.
Hold up.
Come and get your services.
Listen, I'm not saying they didn't need it. I am saying whoever produced these scenes, they did not do it justice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, retreat. I know that man had great activities, and I don't think they put together the best package that they could have.
They ain't had nothing else to put together.
It's Paramount. We gotta call Paramount.
What the audience say?
The audience said that they ain't have nothing to put together. That's why we got where we got.
But listen, y'all, Oprah is gone, y'all. We gotta talk to Paramount. We gotta call Paramount.
Yeah.
Oprah would have had that
makes
therapy session together.
It need a little bit more, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't even know what.
I'm sorry.
But I gotta keep talking about Lewis crying. We don't keep talking about that.
Well, say it's given forgettable.
Man.
Well, let's talk about Martell and his mama. So we gotta think about Martell and his mama's conversation when she said to her and Melanie friends again. Did you think
Hold on first before we get into that, because the wine is giving me the scene and sister and what is it? It's a 1,000 people on the corner singing there shoulda, coulda, woulda. Your wine is not putting food on the table, Martell.
That's why he should just sold water. Just like I'm drinking this water, he should just take because the water will work.
He's talking about if I would have had the wine, it would have been sold out. What?
If Melody would have been holding the wine, maybe. Oh, baby. But that's why he probably got
we like that with our black men. That's trying to be
it's back on, y'all.
The audience is talking. The audience is talking, y'all.
It's back on, y'all.
I think more so, though, we'll need more work to get to that place. And when we get to that place, and I think the marriage will be a lot more satisfying for both. So, how do you think it's going? How these last couple of days gone?
Honestly, I think they've been insightful.
I keep it light. It doesn't mean.
Wait, Miss Monique said, "Ain't nobody come to see you."
It's not.
It's light.
Did you say something, Nicole? Because I'm sorry.
Hold on, because mine is super loud.
I almost spit my water out.
Miss Monique said, "Ain't nobody come to see Lou." She said, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis."
working on something and seeing a snake.
Okay, there's a fly. Oh.
Yeah. This is couples therapy. Couples therapy is like this little fly. It just keeps coming around here. That's what couple therapy is like. You see it coming, you're like, God, don't land on me, and it does. So yeah. We've been sure of our marriage.
Flies only come around when they keep smelling sugar honey iced tea.
It's just constantly raining in. It's almost like, damn, are we doing something wrong? You know?
So we really had to look at ourselves.
But we keep doing it. But we keep doing it because it feels right.
And keep doing what? Keep doing what?
Our marriage has been the exact same. We have roles, and they traditionally follow. They follow traditional roles to a certain extent.
You're saying that over the last 4 years, it's been
more force. Our marriage didn't have any friction going into this, and now our marriage would have external force or friction.
Like what? How do you mean by external?
Like it's constant feedback from everyone else critiquing our marriage.
You acting like now another man can't do the same thing you doing.
Oh, they can't.
Yes, they can.
You ain't mentioning certain things about my infidelity. Almost as if y'all ain't cheated with 20 women.
Oh, I haven't.
I have never experienced that before.
Experience what?
Cheating. I haven't. With my husband. I have not. To what was said about the 20 girlfriends.
Baby, I can't answer that for you.
You was with 20 different women?
Baby, listen, what I'm saying, please.
I'm so mad at myself.
All this little rumor stuff going on. Somebody took a picture of you in the bed and all this. Have you seen it? Do it look like it's that?
And for me, it was like, God gave you this husband for a reason. And it's okay to depend on him and listen to him and just be, I don't know if it's called obedient, submissive, I don't know. So to me, it was like, Tisha, it's okay to trust your partner. Stop listening to the outside force. You have to listen to internally what you know to be true and trust the man that God has blessed you with, whom has not like disappointed you. You have to continue to trust the process that you're on with him.
When God gave you a man, you didn't know if it was obedience or not, but following through with just listening to him, is this a part of what you're saying? Because he said it ultimately, the decision came from me.
Yeah, and just trusting him.
But when it comes down to it, I don't make decisions unilaterally. All right? I don't make decisions unilaterally.
Okay, so it might start to get good now, y'all.
Speak it over with her.
Oh, you do?
Every time. This is why we're better as a team. This is why what I'm saying is this. I'm not discounting her as an individual for 1 second. All right? Because if I discounted her, I would never have married her. I wouldn't marry a woman I discounted. That's just me.
I'm going to wrap this piece up here real quick. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make is to argue the truth when the truth stands by itself.
Woo!
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
When I say, help me or do this, and I said, if you're
Well, Marcel, what that means is that you're a liar. That's what he I hate to break it to you, but he called you a liar because he said one thing you don't have to do is you don't have to defend the truth. And so basically that's what he said. And it's okay, brother. It's okay. But that's what he called you. Okay. Go ahead, ladies.
The man said what he needed to say. Now, Chris Maxwell in the comments. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting to some real therapy with the people that really need it, because we can care less about the Whitlows, to be honest.
Can we say that again for the people in the back?
We could care less about the Whitlows.
So basically, she's saying the wit who, the wit where, the wit why, Whitlow. That's basically what she's saying.
Okay, so they're not even on the intro pictures yet, so we really don't care. So now With that being said, Chris Maxwell, that's my friend. He ain't out. I don't know, but you my friend because me and you agree on some things. Now, like I said, this is who we need to be talking about because first of all, young lady, we already told you, we already know why your pit bull acts the way she acts because you don't have no backbone.
But go ahead.
You ain't been married yet. Still. So you just be quiet.
But still.
So now, like I said, this is for married people only. Married people only. Married people only can talk right now. Okay?
I'm listening.
So now,
go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. So now is when you have a man that sits beside you and says that the things that he says to her, the things that he says about her, the things that he dismisses her with, he dismisses her on everything. Okay? You can honestly look at this man and tell that I already know he's a narcissist all the way down. It ain't hands down. That's just what he is. All right. Now, she came from the track, across the track. That's what he had said. And he told us all that they were. He said that people came from across the track. So if a man tell you it belittle from where you came from, and he tells your family that, and he belittles you, then at that point, I'm thinking, well, what did you think? When we got together? Because you got me from across the track, and that was a problem with you. So now I'm trying to get an understanding on the dynamics of their relationship. Because he's totally controlling. She just learned to have a voice recently. And just to be honest, let me talk to you, lady. Young girl, whatever your name is, Wonder's child. The people, which is the bloggers and the commenters and the fans, gave you a voice. They gave you a voice. Because before this, when you came on the show, you didn't wear no makeup. You dressed horribly. And you had little but nothing to say. Now, all of a sudden, on last season 4, you glammed up. You got eyelashes on. You got your hair going in every different direction. You wearing little shirts, boobs out, little tights. You doing all that because you came on TV and the people gave you a voice. That's okay. I just want you to keep using it because we already know your man ain't shit.
Can the regular people talk now?
The people ain't never been married. Go ahead.
For the regular people, we already established we see it's some layers to her, right? We know that she's not showing herself in a particular because of businesses, her different associations or something. So she's trying to keep her other side off of the screen, which is smart. That's smart because I was one. If you look back, short YouTube history, I've told y'all I thought she was weak in the beginning. Thought she was weak until I opened my mind because I have an open mind and I saw different perspectives.
Hold it out, Miss E.
She don't want to. Hold on, because I zipped it and I listened. Hold on, one more thing. Marceau, right? I feel like he's giving me little kid that doesn't get to act up at home, and then when he gets to the grocery store, he's knocking things on the ground.
Okay,
and because it's back on. Dang. You better stay tuned when the show is over because we got some
originally
things to talk about tonight.
Right.
We want to hear what he got to say.
And I told Kimmy, I said that if we get here, right, then we should have sex at least 2 times as a reward for coming.
You're killing me, Peter.
I don't see a reason why a husband and a wife can't have sex every day.
Okay.
Right? And I don't think that one spouse should have to with the other and say, no, I'm not willing to. All right?
Have you considered that maybe a woman has the right to have the right over her body? If you want sex twice a day, and Kimmy is saying, well, not today. Does she have the right to say that?
100%.
Okay, Kimmy,
I'm asking.
you have the right to say that?
No, he knows I have the right to say that.
She's saying that she thinks it's excessive. My question is, how much sex is excessive?
I can't seem to get him to understand. When we were dating, I wasn't taking care of a
5-bedroom house with all boys, and the daddy feels like mommy is supposed to do everything. I was taking care of one child and one adult. When the sex is over, while he gets to lay in the bed and watch football, I do laundry, I cook, I meal prep, I clean up the house, I get ready for the week. And he's laying in the bed. And I have to go finish doing things. And so it falls a lot of it into my type A personality, because there's things that need to be done in order to run a home. Yeah, there's things that need to be done in order to run a business. Okay. And you can't have sex all day.
A type A personality, I'm thinking, would also calculate and say, well, listen, because I'm a type A personality and things got
Okay, Miss Angie, talk about it.
We need to do some of these things before we have sex.
I say, you're preaching to the choir, my dear. I'm not the one with that particular issue. My point is, he wants what he wants, but he doesn't want to transfer that over into the meat in the middle. Like when I say, help me or do this, because we have boys. And I said, if your philosophy is that this isn't man's work, and I have a house full of young men, who's supposed to do all of this?
I see this a lot where the men want to be sexually satisfied. For him, you know, sex is a very important part of his emotional well-being. And so for her to have to do that to satisfy him, it's really putting herself out of her own self-interest when she don't want to do it. So I think that's something that they need to talk about, and the importance of sex being not something you do with each other. It is the sharing of the self with each other in a specific way. He's got a different level of sex drive than you. You also have a different level of active responsibility, which cuts back on her availability to be present with you. Now, the other thing too is the more you do with her, the more you embrace her as a person and not just a partner to have sex with.
Next on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Where's Tiffany?
Okay, let's get into it. Now let's go back to this. Let's go back to the question in hand. Let's go back to the question in hand.
Well. Now, where's my Armand Wiggins button? Wow.
Do you feel a husband and a wife should have sex twice a day? We have the audience. Let the audience speak. Audience?
No.
Okay. The audience says no.
No.
The audience says no. Now.
Yes. And if possible, more.
No.
And how old are you, honey?
For real.
You say don't matter.
The audience. The audience is here.
It don't matter. If it's possible. I said if it's possible. That's the key word. If it's possible. And you want to.
I like what Angie is
wherever when you marry.
Angie says
Angie said it's whatever we agree upon as a couple. I agree with that. When I was married, it was daily. Daily. That's me.
Oh, y'all want Sumerians in y'all closet. Y'all want Sumerians.
I had to do daily. And sometimes he would say, can we not? And I got it. So I would have to put a little pause because it was me. And I've just always been like that. Now, once I get started, it's just a no stop. So whoever that is next, hey there, hey, whoever you might be.
Give me a high five over the airwaves. Mr. Costa, give me a high five over the airwaves. Give me a high five over the airwaves.
Okay, let me say, Miss Angie says, if you want me to have sex with you more, you need to help me. This needs to be a team effort. Then we'll have time to be more intimate.
Correct.
Okay, so let me address this. Okay, when I was happily married to my late husband, I was going through something. And I didn't have no sex every day. Okay. And I did.
That is a personal problem.
No, it's not. It's the show is over, ma'am. The show is over.
Oh,
who you talking
to?
I
thought it was still on.
Oh,
you know
honey, it's
what?
time to talk.
I had backed it up. I had
She had rewound, y'all. She had rewound.
No, I'm gonna make a serious point. Okay, I'm gonna give some gems to some women, some young women.
Okay, we listen.
Now, when I was not giving him things that he needed, he cheated on me.
Arian, what I say?
And when he cheated on me, and we came to the conclusion on this was the problem, I said, you know what? You're right. I should not be denying you, and that is my fault. It's not my fault that he cheated because he still shouldn't. No. But I should have asked him, is this something that we can do together so I can want to be more giving? And so we went to the doctor. I went to the doctor and I told the doctor, I got a problem. I don't want to be intimate. This is not my thing. Doctor said you're going through early menopause. That's what happens. He said you go through that. Now that done passed. Husband ain't here no more. And now I'm in full-fledged menopause. So my next person gets the business all the time. So I agree with the man. Let's do it all the time. I agree.
And I just think it and
True. Always ready.
I enjoy it and I'm always ready.
Always on go.
And here's the thing. When I have somebody, Lord's gonna bless me with somebody amazing. I know he is. But daily is I'm gonna make sure that I explain to the person. I explained it to the other person that I was married to. But anyway, I explained that, but I don't think he might not have known how big of a deal that was. Does that make sense to y'all?
They be thinking they ready, but they ain't ready.
He was like, oh yeah, they always be like, I got that. And then when I hit you with the, oh, okay, as soon as I get it, we go into the shower. As soon as I come out from work, like you
assume the position.
What's good? Like, well, I gotta take a shower. Let's do that again.
Your face, Miss Monica. Because we're giving the tea.
I already know. Stop.
I already know, baby. I know she always ready. But the thing of the matter is, seriously, people need to understand that that's finance and intimacy and sex in a relationship is the main breakup of marriage.
And intimacy and sex are two different things, people.
I'm gonna go against that.
But hold on, because I don't think I'm gonna talk about to the people on my intimacy and sex are two different things.
That's very true. However, even though Monica named that, she is not incorrect. The incorrect portion of it is that it's because the people didn't communicate about finances and they didn't communicate about sex. And that's it. It ain't got nothing to do with those three things that she's stating individually, because if they never communicate about those three things, that's the reason it goes awry. Communication is what fails marriages. So when you don't communicate with your spouse, and I don't care, like, let's just legit say this, communicate in all ships. When I say ships, y'all do mean, no, I mean all relationships, right? So when you don't communicate in your relationships, something fails within them. Communication is key. So if you don't communicate with them about finances, if you don't communicate with them about how you like sex, if you don't like mediocre sex, don't just lay there and swear it's the best, because as soon as somebody else tell you what they can do for you, to you, and with you, you're going to start thinking about wanting and doing that instead and fantasizing, and then you will act upon that. So at the end of it, the beginning of it, the middle of it, and all around it is communication.
We're gonna have to drop our cash app in here, because see, y'all getting free therapy.
Giving them gems. Ain't no free therapy. What did the gems?
That's
for?
Therapy up in here, baby. Keep that. Dr. DeCosta, shush. Can't give them too much. Now give them a little bit. You know what they call it. them YouTube stories, those YouTube shorts. Just give them a short.
Look, so okay, you're right. I need
just on Patreon. If y'all really want help, y'all really want help, y'all can get
Miss Angie said something. She said, I disagree whether you have a constant sex with your husband or not. He needs to understand he made the vow not to go outside the marriage. And that's
true. That's
I definitely agree with you.
And we will never negate that. However,
yes,
everything always boils down to communication, even to people that you don't know. Everything boils back to communication.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Is when it happened to me, that's what I said. We should have I should have communicated. He should have communicated. We should have talked about it. And then we wouldn't have had to go after the fact. We should have went before the fact. But the damage was done at that point.
Because sex, but I feel like a lot of people, whether it be your upbringing, religious views, ethical views, whatever you want to title them, because I don't care about titles. Whatever you want to classify them as, a lot of people don't put sex at the value that it really should be. Like, sex matters. Yeah. Whether you don't want it, whether you want it, how much you want it, whether you've been violated in that area and you need special care in that area. Because sex is matters. So you have to communicate about it.
It does matter.
Because it's a natural, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that people give sex the value that it deserves because it's very high on the list. They try to play like it don't matter, but it matters.
No, it matters.
Oh, you know something? That's the thing. Something that I always, when I had my sister circles, I'd always have that talk because I don't think people have those conversations. I don't think people have those talks because they become so taboo, especially with the new people who I found Jesus, and then they feel like they shouldn't have those conversations. Wait a minute, like
when God said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Absolutely, but also if you're not communicating and talking about what you want, what you need, come on now. How is that person going to know? How is that person going to understand? And if you don't bring up sex in life, if you don't bring it up, right, and you just go in it and the whole time, I know somebody, y'all, for 40, they've been married now 40
it doesn't
they've been married 45 years. And so she told me to explain to her how it really should feel. I said, do what now? What you mean, baby? I explain to you how it really should feel. And I felt so bad because this is 45 years and you have no clue that basically you like the color purple. Mr. J, get on top of me. You hear, bitch? Like, what?
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, but like the audience saying over here, and I definitely agree, that's a different time era. So
but hold on though. I want to say something to Miss Monique. Hi, Miss Monique, love you. The thing about communication doesn't solve character flaws. If we were communicating correctly, that's where we find the flaws. And then you have to communicate before we even get to the sex. That's the problem. People just jumping into things and having sex when we need to be communicating first.
Say it again.
Because the communication will show you the flaws. When you just sit down and you have a conversation with somebody and they give you an answer, you be like, oh, that's how you think? Yeah, oh, well, you can never touch me.
Yeah, why would you let that enter your temple? Why would you let a character flaw enter into your temple? Why would you
that's what this generation does, though. But that's what this generation does, though. It's like, you look good, you about to be my man. You don't even know if
I'm not in this generation, baby. I'm not in this generation, baby.
I am, and we're speaking to everybody.
Don't just even put it on yours because Monica,
it's
don't
mental.
Even feel like that.
It's more mental.
It's a lot of grown, just old folks doing the same mess.
Yeah, and they'll be like, "Oh, he look good. Oh, she look good. That's about to be my man. That's about to be my woman." You don't even know if they wash properly. You don't even know if they care about their family.
Yeah.
You don't know what their finances is. They don't even have a penny, but they look good, so they about to be your man. Okay, no communication.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is Maurice would legit communicate better with his wife and say, baby, what do you need now? Okay, so let's make a little schedule so that on these days I'm doing this, on this day Monster's doing this, on this day you like, let's figure this out so I can take some of that off of you so I can get me some Okay, it's very, very simple. Matter of fact, you out there making that money, baby, I'll just have somebody roll through and clean the house 3 times a week and you ain't even got to worry about that.
And Ms. Jacosta, I wanna follow you up with the forgettables because I know you forgot.
Yeah, I don't know their name.
But that's the main thing that they're arguing about is communication. It's communication because she wants to push her businesses. She wants her businesses to thrive, which is it's a commendable thing because we need multiple streams of income, but you're not communicating your goals and your workload to your husband correctly, obviously, because that's why he broke down crying. But he can't even communicate with himself either, or have the balls to communicate with you, because we learned last episode we learned that he takes a lot of things because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings.
Are we talking about?
That's communication. You can't be scared to communicate. How you ain't scared to walk down the aisle, but you scared to communicate? Make it make sense.
Well, I've been told I communicate too much because I'm telling now. I tell everything. I want
Ain't no such thing as communicate too much.
I want this, I want that, I don't want this, and I don't want that. If you can't deal with this, then you move right along.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's a such thing as too much communication. Put a 2 in the chat if you think there is such thing as too much communication. Because I'm a 1, and I feel like it's no such thing as too much communication.
It's not. And when people don't communicate, then that just shows when they don't want to communicate or they don't listen when you're communicating. Then that just shows that they're dismissing you. They don't care. They don't care.
Somebody wrote us a book. What they said.
Okay, you can read.
Yes, ma'am. Intimacy matters. Time and communication can all lead to a betterment of discussion, money management issues, bills, savings, food, roles of both of us so we can build. Can we get the collection plate to go around?
And can we get an amen?
You have to communicate. You have to. How are they gonna know? Listen, is there a whole bunch of Miss Cleos walking around? If y'all didn't hear the question, put a 1 in the chat if you think there is no such thing as too much communication, and 2 if you think there is a such thing as too much communication. I see 1s. That's all right. Don't worry. We'll wait.
That's all right. I just wanted to see how long you was going to pause with it. All right. So this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh, somebody is here. We have a new person. Let's see what they're saying. Remember, Lewis has a surprise. What I said the same thing last episode. Wasn't he the man that was forced to be married? But they said he was forced.
I just said that. That's what Mr. Costa reminded us.
Yeah.
And we all agreed. Make sure that if you hit subscribe, don't only hit subscribe. Go back and see what we used to talk about, because things evolve every day. Now, back to what I was saying. Mr. Costa reminded us. He said yes because he was in a tight spot. He didn't want to hurt her feelings. But obviously something's not matching up because y'all goals do not align. Having a baby after you have a ring on your finger, that should not be a discussion with the. You're already married, having a child.
No. And Lewis don't want to have no baby. It's clear. It's clear. He doesn't want to have a baby.
What do it take us back to, though? Communication.
Yeah, they should have talked about that. But it's a lot of things that
only
they
35.
could have discussed that brings them to this point. You know what I'm saying?
Antonia, I hope I'm saying your name right, but I agree.
Let's see. Miss Angela said, I would never ask a man to marry me. I don't care how far we've gotten as a woman.
Period.
It's just things that would never
Period.
change. And I totally
Period.
The only thing I can ask him is this. Y'all ready?
What?
Baby, do you want everything that I cooked on your plate, or you just want me to cook?
Hey, Mr. Costa, I think you be in my mind, because I was just about to say I'm all for equal rights. I'm all for women. We can do it just as much as men. However, there is still inequality roles. There is a woman's role and a man's role.
Do you know what I'm
the woman's role is not to be getting on one knee asking you, can you marry
And
me?
then I can't get on my knee. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wish I would. Y'all, I got 2 boys. These boys would be like, Mama, what you do? Get your butt up off that ground. You know, I mean, I could never.
I had to drink communion off that one.
I'm not asking nothing. I'm gonna ask you, do you want my cash out because I need to get my nails done? That's what I'm asking. I
want to thank you, because let's put.
I'm not even asking, can I fix your plate? I'm not asking.
Monica's talking about cash and stuff. Let's just be true.
I am.
And I ain't trying to act like I am the best or the most amazing. And I hope that person God sent me is phenomenal. But let's be honest, I legit received for Christmas from
I know that's right.
Listen, from my kids that I opened up my first Christmas gift from him. First Christmas gift was an American Express card. This chick right here, I don't play no games. So I don't know what you all are out here doing. But I don't do those things. I'm not getting on my knees. The only time I'm gonna get on my knees is when we are old and gray and you might can't get something and maybe my knees is better. So then I'm gonna get down there, baby, and I'm gonna help you do whatever you need to do. You try to pick something up off the floor, I'm gonna get on down there and help you. But get down and say, will you marry me?
Marry is not an option. I'm not never doing that. My mama would slap me 3
Yeah,
times.
this is what I feel like. This is what I feel like people. I'm women. I'm talking to us. You can agree with me or not. Y'all know I don't care. There is a difference between equality and into a lane that you weren't designated to be in. Okay, let me say it again. If you didn't get what I said, there's a difference between equality and stepping into a lane that you're not supposed to be in. There are just things that simply are for men to do. Period.
Well, they let me tell you, they have gone against that. That's not anymore.
I don't care.
And that's why we are in the situations that we are
exactly
in. Because of that. And I like what Ms. Langer said here.
Larry Reed language, frucked up, so we don't want to be banned.
She said, never leave the door open for someone to say, I didn't know. And I totally agree. Be as transparent as possible. I didn't know. You didn't tell me. Oh, I didn't know we was in a relationship.
Because that's their favorite line. That's their favorite line to use when they want to do some BS.
Yes, I did not know.
That's not what we discussed. I ain't know you felt like that. No, you're gonna know everything I feel.
Yep.
And let me say this though. We gotta check that delivery in too. Because it is about how you deliver it too, ladies. We have to deliver it in a way that they receive it. You don't have to be out crazy great when you're letting what you require, because let's just be real, it's requirements. Everybody has different sets of requirements. When you're listing off your requirements and your feelings to a man, it's a way to get those across. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be, disrespectful. Put it in a way so that they can receive it, so they want to communicate. Because that's the other side of communication. Mm-hmm. Is this? Are you making yourself I'm about to make up a word. Communicatable. Are you making yourself communicatable?
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Because a lot of people scream, communicate. but you're not somebody that somebody wants to communicate with.
Exactly. I agree. Ms. Antoinette says that these couples need to continue therapy with Dr. Francis. He's 100% correct about all these couples. Marcel is lying. We know. And Dr. Francis knows it. I love these 2 episodes. I ain't gonna say I love it, but this last one at the end, yeah, it was a little bit better.
I love it because you guys are here with us. Make sure y'all come back next week. We love this. We're gonna watch it together.
Yeah, I like this. This is what I like. I told y'all we needed to retreat, and yeah.
Now we will be here.
I think
throughout the season.
More activities.
Would you stop saying that word? They ain't finna do it, baby.
I just no.
They definitely did activities. They just didn't show us.
They didn't show us.
Yeah, they definitely did activity. They didn't show. Girl, I know it was a little tightrope in the back. They walked over that tightrope. They didn't show it to us.
You know what I mean? Like, I just needed more of that. That was it. And I think that would have made the show even better. Just us seeing them work together as a couple and discuss in that manner as well.
Yeah.
I just think that would have helped it.
I want to address what Miss Landers just said here, because this is really what's going on with these men out here that I'm listening to on some of these podcasts and some of these bloggers, where they're attacking us as saying that we want to be so alpha, we want to be woman. This is what she's saying. You're exactly right. I never wanted to be nobody's man. I'm all woman. All I know is to be only what God created for me to be, female. And that is true. We didn't ask to be put in a role that a man should be put in. Okay? We didn't ask for that. But when the men don't do what they need to do, then we have no other choice but to put ourselves in that role that we did not ask to be put in. But if we didn't, the children won't get no shoes. They're going to be hungry. Okay?
Won't get no shoes.
They ain't going to be hungry. We going to be starving. Because we're waiting for you to man up. And so now we're put in that role that we did not ask to be in because God didn't make us that way. So I definitely get that. And that right there sucks. So quit saying,
put up the next comment when you're done.
So quit saying that we are alpha, or we too alpha, and I don't want an alpha woman. What kind of woman do you want then? That's what I want to know, America. Men, if you don't want an alpha woman, tell me, what kind of woman do you want?
It's different types of men, though. Some men know they need alpha women, and some men know they're not ready for one. But go to this comment real quick. I thought this was a show supposed to be about marriage and business. I felt like I was watching an episode of Ayanla Affects My Life. Didn't I just say that earlier? It was supposed to be about marriage and business. But they keep playing games in the marriage. So it's like, how can I respect you in business if you don't even respect your own marriage? Because at the end of the day, let's just be real. Marriage is a business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't respect the person you love, listen, it's a business.
I've never agreed of that. I've never, and I will not.
Okay, let me have you out, and then you can oppose me. Like, that's what we do here, right?
That's
what we do here, right? Marriage is a business. So if you're with somebody that you're supposed to love and took vows till death do you part to go into business with, life business, money business, whatever the business is that y'all have, and you love this person, well, how am I gonna take you serious in business? Everything go back to communication and your values as a person. So y'all already know when you have couples and you have a show, you're gonna have marriage counseling anyway. That's just, we already talked about it. That's reality TV equations.
Well,
we see why their businesses aren't going well because they can't even get along at home.
And that's the thing. Marriage, to me, my marriage was not a business to me. Sorry. I kept my business separate from my marriage. It's not an arrangement. We, even though we might have signed a paper, whatever the case may be, but I did not look at my marriage as no business. I didn't feel like, because when I'm working my business, I'm tired. I don't want to look at it no more. I don't want to talk about it. I want to drink, and I won't come back to it until the next day. When I was with my man, I wanted to see him every day, all day. I wanted to sit up under him all day. I did not want to not be with him no more, like I do for this computer. That's my business. No, ma'am, I did not.
Everybody, hold on. When we're reviewing these shows, we have to take ourselves out of it. You are a great woman, right? Hold on. I love you. Are a great woman. Don't take that from you because you're a great woman. Listen, if you ain't heard it never before, Nicole is letting y'all know that Miss Monica, girl, what's the tea, is a phenomenal woman.
But you just said we're talking about. Hold on.
Everybody don't live like that though. That marriage is a business for them. Period.
Yes, I said I don't.
That's who I'm speaking on. Okay, I'm not speaking on.
Angie is correct. Angie is correct. Marriage is an institution. Thank you for saying that, Angie. You are correct. Because when you're talking about institutions, you're talking about coming together in an organized manner. You're talking about coming together religiously. You're talking about bringing finances together. So Angie is correct. It is an institution. She is also correct when she said this is a part of marriage, though. She's talking about the Iyanla Fix My Life portion of it. And it is. They're trying to get this marriage together. And people who are married may not necessarily watch it, but the wife might be watching this and look to the husband and say, hey, we need to try this. That's why they're adding this little piece with the Dr. Francis. That's normal. As I think it was Nicole that said, that's normal reality TV. That's normal.
And I did.
So Tanya said, I hope I'm saying it right. Is it Tanya?
I know. I hope I'm saying it right too.
Marriage is like business. They have a number of parallels, in my opinion. That's what she says. She said, so she just saying they kind of are similar. They kind of are similar, but you got to know how to. That's why you hear people say they want to be power couples.
Yeah.
The power couple.
But I respect. I want you to know, Miss Monica, though, I respect where you're coming from, because we listen. When we review these shows, we have to remember everybody wasn't brought up like us. Everybody don't think like us. So some people do marry for love.
They do,
and they're and all that stuff, and they look at it religiously. But some people marry for power. Some people marry for status. Some people marry for positions in life. So we have to understand, when I say what I'm saying, I specify who I'm speaking to. I'm not speaking to you because, you know, I respect you. And I know that you married for love. But there's a lot of people out here that's marrying for business.
If I had to marry again, if it was presented to me, I would only marry for love. I wouldn't marry for any other reason, because I can have a business relationship with my man, but he ain't got to be my husband.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And I've never been married, but I'm going to marry for love, not for business.
My friend in her third marriage, she said, now y'all hear what I'm saying? I said a third. She said that it won't be love. It will be that if he's financially stable, if he has an amazing retirement, that can accompany with her, then that's what she's gonna go for. It's not gonna be whether or not she loves that person. That's not.
And that furthers what we're saying, which is communication is key. You need to know who you getting in bed with. This woman just messing with you for your check. You need to know if this man is just messing with you for your check, or do he or she or they, you know, where we live, you know, in this climate. You need to know why this person is with you. And it goes everything.
Well, I don't give a damn no more about communicating with no man. I'm 47 years old. I was in love. I was married. I was happy. I was good. If God bring me one and he gonna have to say, hey, that's him. Not, then we just gonna be what it's gonna be. And it is what it is. Look, it is what it is. And I definitely understand. And I suggest that
it's a business.
The married for the first time, you married for love. You do that. You know, marriages work. Like Ms. Lander says, it's so many levels of being married. Dr. Francis is correct. It's always things you're going to have to go through. And that is correct. You're going to go through some things. It is work. You have to work it. And if it don't work,
not just
the thing. This is the thing. What people fail to understand. If it does not work for you, it's okay to say so and depart.
And going back to what it's not just about marriage, because there should be steps before marriage. It's a lot of people just meeting people and just marrying them.
You just make sure you
I really want to use other words, but it's really people that just meeting and want to get married. But it goes back to what Ms. Jacosta said. It goes into all ships. Communication has to be in friendship, business ship, associate ship. It needs to be communication in all the ships. That be the problem at the end of the day.
Maybe say all the ships.
All the ships. At the
Well,
end of the day.
you'll just make sure when you get married, you married for the right reasons. Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm gonna marry for love.
That's what I'm
talking about. My business gonna be okay.
High five.
Without you, sir.
High five through the computer. We married for love.
Yes.
Yes. We
My business says. Let me correct myself.
All right. You guys were amazing. It is. We did. This was a good show. So we're going to do this again next Saturday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Have your drink, have your snacks, have your TV, your computer, whatever you're watching the show on. Join us here, me and Miss E. Nicole, me and Miss Jacosta, and we're going to do it again because this was quite fun. Maybe we can get the audience.
I want to have an after party.
Yeah. So, yes. So go ahead, ladies, and say your goodbyes because we're going to be ending the stream.
Bye, y'all. If y'all want to have an after party, let me know because I'm loving the conversation and I'm loving the responses. And it really is important though, especially in this climate, as far as everything that's going on, specifically with our communication is mental health is very important. We look back and see what is going on right now. We need to understand that nobody has our back. Nobody has our best. Nobody cares about. If anybody should be communicating, it's us. So if y'all want to have the after party, let me know because I'm down for it and I have my drink and my snack. And make sure you subscribe to my sisters. I put their links.
Oh, she said
in
you guys.
Everybody's links is in the chat. Make sure that you subscribe to Miss Monica T, and make sure you Jacosta Odom. Make sure you subscribe. If that's not the right channel that you want me to put, let me know in there. Cause get over there, like and subscribe, and come back and see us next week.
I didn't even know you put a link.
Listen.
Yeah, she put it in there. So
listen, I don't play none of the time.
She been put the links. All right, Mr.
I communicate with the people.
Well, no, she just talk a lot. That's what she did. Mr. Casa, go ahead.
Really?
What you got to say?
Oh, I'm out of here.
Listen, happy sensational Saturday, everybody. I am so glad that we were able to watch this together. I liked it. I liked watching it with you all, along with you. I thought that was a great little change of pace. Please, 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 yes, go subscribe. And she did put the correct link. She was right. But go subscribe and go follow me at Jacosta_Odom on IG or on my Twitter at Jacosta O. What did I tell you about all the ships? I really enjoy it, y'all. Beautiful. I love it. I was able to stumble upon y'all. And she said she stumbled. Well, thank you, babe, for stumbling upon us. So just follow on in, next Saturday as well. We would love to have you. Give me a follow on IG or Twitter. Send me a DM and I'll follow you back. And
the descriptions are below. I added them.
oh, well, look at that. Miss Monica's on it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
And you guys have a good one. Miss Eden Cow done ran off, y'all. And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
I gotta go finish my hair. This is a mess.
Oh.
They probably like, did that lady say yes? I was trying to press.